Girls
you
here
keep
together.
raising the expectations of men, I mean, it's gonna feel trash.
Yeah, it's really, they have the expectation. We are moving how we feel like we should move. They feel like it's not enough.
I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to call you out on what you just said.
No, they not.
Oh, you take it back?
Everybody want to be in the club.
Let them cook though.
Everybody
Remember how it used to be take a woman out on the first date? Now it's send some money to their Cashapp.
Before you can even get the first date.
Yeah, you need to
you got to show me you.
Access to me. They meeting individuals, they meeting us men out, and they looking at us as like, oh, we supposed to have everything already aligned out as well for us.
Go ahead.
Basically, what he's talking about is they want us to put in X, Y, and Z.
Right.
They don't want to put in that same energy in return.
So, before we dive in, what are your thoughts on, the dating and sexual trends of 2025?
Of 2025?
Yeah.
I feel like they were all over the place.
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely over the place.
2025 in general was all over the place. So I feel like the dating and sexual trends were like all over the place. I feel like
were they great? Were they bad?
It depends on you, but I feel like for the most part they were bad because I don't feel like the year was giving what it needed to for the most part. So I couldn't really just dive in and focus on the,
So I'm a connection type of person. So when it comes to sexual trends of 2025, it felt like you didn't need connection, and it felt like a lot of people were just like, they were just having sex for fun. At least most of the ones I encountered.
Yeah, love felt conditional for 2025. It felt like it was like you had to follow these certain guidelines of you have to uphill to X, Y, and Z in order to have access to me. You have to maybe pay to have access to me.
Oh, yeah.
It was a very crazy year for 2025. I'm gonna say for men with dating. For women, it was very spectacular. I feel like they had their, y'all been having y'all way.
That's funny.
Normal
the
having their
women
way.
said that it was trash.
My single ladies.
Single.
What was the dating scene like for y'all in 2025?
Oh, the dating scene was trash.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, why would that be?
I mean, when you have
guys and girls
when you
here
keep
together.
raising the expectations of men, I mean, it's gonna feel trash.
Yeah. And then when I feel like, again, we talked about this before, when the other halves are not really giving what they should be and they have all these high expectations, it's kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to really be the...
I'm not mad at this, what he's saying. He's speaking on reciprocation. I think it's been a big problem for everybody. Not just 25, but even prior. I think that's why dating situations don't work, because there's no real reciprocation when it comes down to one person giving one thing, another person supposed to give exactly what they're supposed to give, maybe in a different way.
Man that they expect us to be when,
Oh, man.
you know.
We have an agenda for today's episode, and I feel like I have to derail it just a little bit. Okay, so what expectations do you have of these women that they need to be fulfilling for you to do what they're expecting out of you?
No, it isn't. We have an expectation.
Hold on, QT.
Yeah, it's really, they have the expectation. We are moving how we feel like we should move. But clearly, like you said, they said it was trash all 2025. They feel like it's not enough.
I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to call you out on what you just said. If we DVR it, you're going to see that you said that they're not giving the expectation with their high
and I will say that, no, they not.
Oh, you take it back?
Everybody want to be in the club.
Let them cook though.
Everybody,
look,
they want to be in the
He's trying to take
club.
salt out of this scandal right now, and you can't do that.
He's trying to be nice about it.
You know,
but I know exactly what he's saying.
Go ahead.
Basically, what he's talking about is they want us to put in X, Y, and Z.
Right.
They don't want to put in that same energy in return.
What the song say? They said all they bring to the table is lip gloss and phones.
I'm not gonna lie, that's happening a lot now. Women are thinking that it's just their beauty, the whole nine. Of course, that's gonna get you in the door, but what can you do to keep the guy once you select them? We talking about y'all selecting your guy. If you really appreciate and like this guy, how are you gonna keep him around? You can't just expect it to just only be you. It's deeper than that when it comes down to a long-term relationship.
That's a complete product too as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, they meeting individuals, they meeting us men out, and they looking at us as like, oh, we supposed to have everything already aligned out as well for us, career wise, family wise. Of course, you shouldn't be dating at all. Have no history, with anybody prior to meeting them.
Don't have no kids. You got
ready
kids.
to travel, ready to open your bank account, your finances too. They speak that out loud too as well.
Take care of them and you.
It's
crazy.
just kind of crazy
It's
nowadays.
Another episode.
Like,
crazy.
remember how it used to be take a woman out on the first date? Now it's send some money to their Cash App.
Before you can even
pay
get the
a
first
bill
date.
Yeah, you
before
need to
date.
pay
Yeah.
You
to
gotta
have
show me you.
access to me, you know.
And the problem is we meet a lot of these people in the clubs. That's the problem.
I was
That too, yeah. Your environment definitely matters. They've been exposed to too much. You know, I think just in general, people have been exposed to too much when it comes down to social media, their dating history, their past, the people around them. They're reinforcing some of these narratives that you have to do this before you meet me with this type of energy. You got to do that. You got to be already here or whatnot. When people, man, most people are very average. So people are going to meet you at an average place. But when some people think that they're above that, that's where the disconnect comes in at.
That's okay. That's what I was
That
about
right,
to say.
brother.
I,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
part.
I
That's the
am
problem.
not one of these women, and,
Yes.
and I think the women that were here for the counterparts of this episode are not those types of
Yeah.
women either. So this sounds like a personal problem of the women you are choosing.
No, you're right.
You
You're
are
right.
giving the
It's
time
not
to
all
women
women,
who are asking for money. Next.
but socially,
And if you keep attracting
If it's
these type of women,
85%,
you're in the wrong environment.
Maybe.
Well, it's
Hey,
hard
it's
to
the
really
dating
kind of
pool.
decipher who actually has qualifiable traits and wants something genuine
Right.
from a man. You before you could kind of like decipher out. Okay, that woman looks like she's out the way. She just wants a qualifiable man. She loves a statistical household, come home, support, etc., etc. But then you have women that give off that everybody looks the same. Everybody dressing extremely sexy, etc., etc. And then when you go out to meet them, you have to decipher them and pick them based off their mindset. So that means additional conversation, additional engagement, maybe courting them, taking them out, which ultimately takes engagement from us, you know, as men. So I believe truly it's hard to decipher who's actually a genuine woman nowadays and who's looking at us as an opportunity.
and
The
then
sheeps are mixed in with the wolves. That's the sad part. You got the good girls; they're dressing just like the bad girls. The bad girls are trying to pretend like they have certain traits like the good girls. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's easy or whatnot. It's a toss up out there when it comes down to actually meeting people, trying to get into their mind. How was their upbringing, whatnot. And I hate to say it, that social media is only reinforcing that with the people that we have at the forefront. The things that people watch immediately, usually it's probably gonna reinforce some bad trait or bad behavior that's not going to be conducive for a long-term relationship.
if you go full circle with it, when you go through that, then you encounter a woman who just wants to have sex for fun. That's when we start doing that because it's like on the adverse or the other side, we got to go through everything that they were talking about.
You allow it.
In order to get in bed with them? Even though
No,
that's all
in
they
order
wanted?
for more than just to get in bed with them. But if it's just about getting in bed and having sex, it's plenty of that. But like we said, that's not always what we're just looking for.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of women, they actually control the dating market when it comes down to sex.
Okay, well, what I've decided is we need to have a guys versus girls night about this, which is a
Gonna need
whole
two
other
different
one.
couches.
Well, we're going to get back to the trends after the break. All right, how do I feel about age gaps?
Hey, I'm here for the age gap.
for it.
As long as it's about the mind for me. As long as your maturity is like, you know what I'm saying? And if you're older than me, you need to be teaching me
In
something.
which gender?
Vice versa. If you're younger than me, you damn near need to be on my mindset or close to it, because I don't need to feel like you're younger than me. Or if you're older than me, you damn sure need to be teaching me something. I need to be able to learn something from you.
Not you getting. See,
Yeah, I
that
need
sounds
to-
like mentorship to me.
Hey,
So,
call it what
yeah,
you want.
yeah,
I need
I
the
can't-
wisdom.
Would you not want
I
nobody
need
who
the
has
wisdom.
has the
If you're dating somebody older than you, I would hope that they have more experience. See, for us, when it comes down to us dating younger, we don't really care if she has that much experience because she's gonna hop on the program. We're probably gonna be teaching her. But if you're dating somebody older, you better be dating somebody that got some wisdom ahead of you, because now at that point it makes no sense for you to even be dating up.
deuce in the game to give it to
need
you?
the wisdom.
Or you want them to withhold it and allow you to go through the aspects of life? Just
Give it to me.
Having that adversity. No, give me the game.
All of it.
Yeah.
So
by all
why don't y'all
means.
date y'all's teachers, your bosses?
Maybe we don't find them attractive.
Or,
What if they are
again,
attractive?
Call me.
You say in-office relationships ain't it?
but that's different.
Like,
She tripping because she gotta understand that the woman still has to choose the guy. So why you not dating your? Do they like them back? Them women might not like them.
Hey,
Like
you
what
meet
y'all
me
are
outside.
describing is a mentor.
All right, I gotta
with sexual
disagree.
benefits.
No.
I gotta disagree. There has to be some sort of cutoff at age. Like for me, I would never think about dating somebody under like 26 or 27 because they're just. I don't care how much maturity they just display to you.
Yeah.
There's still going to be a lot of growing there. The age, and then I mean,
For sure.
come on, how much are you really going to have in common if you're closer to 40 and that person's closer to 20.
Right.
You know, so it has to be like a cutoff. You know,
I agree with that
What's
too.
the cutoff
I
on the
agree.
way up?
I got
on the
10
way
max
up is different.
5
See,
down.
So at least from a man's point of view,
10
right?
up, 5 down.
So what they were saying is they want a woman to be able to teach them the game, right? So if we're talking about going up,
Bro, that's
if a woman's
just like,
mature
that
enough,
doesn't even sound attractive to me. Like, if a man can, I can't, I love you, baby, I can't.
But
wait
see,
for you
what
teach
happened
me
to
game.
equal
Man, if you
opportunity?
10,
What
15
happened to
years
equal
older than
opportunity?
me, I
So
need you to
so
be
what
teaching
you're
me
saying
something.
is a man can't be interested in a woman who can teach them how to build a business,
But a woman can't.
but
a woman
we can
can?
teach a
Like, that's
woman.
what we be
Whoa.
talking
We can
about.
Hold on, she's upset, but if you think about it, women seek older men for something, and that's usually going to be resources. Just being honest, if you happen to find somebody attractive, cool, but that's not the normal. Most women date up because that guy has already accomplished things. He has experience throughout life. He's mature. So if a man is going to be dating up, why can't he look for the same things? That sounds very one-sided at that point.
Place to be able to educate and groom.
Right, exactly.
You are putting words in women's mouths.
Yeah.
Like, I
guess
need to
my
know what you got
issue with
going
it
on.
Is you saying that you will only date an older woman if she can teach you something.
Well, not only, but
is- I
that
mean, that
that
is
Not
how
only,
Ashley
helps.
presented
wait,
it,
look,
which is
yeah,
why it's turned into
right,
a
and that's
point for
true.
you.
I feel like
Like,
if
you didn't say that when you were describing
Yes.
women who are younger than you.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully she can teach me how to start a business. She might be a better entrepreneur than
That's
the
true.
60-year-old you're considering.
But the younger one, 9 times out of 10, is going to expect me to teach her something.
Exactly.
The one that's older than me, honestly, I expect you to have that wisdom, be able to
Yes.
teach or show me something. Because if not, what you here for? Like, I could real
It's
talk.
time to put a standard on our older folks out there. Let's put a standard. If I'm gonna be dating up, I should be dating up because you have competency. Come on now, this is simple.
Like,
Romance!
well, I get that from anybody.
Sex!
Why would I got to go 10, 15 up?
If you can get
when I
romance from anybody, then why are we having this conversation, Ash?
I'm just saying about older
so let's,
and younger.
Let's talk about the romance aspect.
Yeah, let's
if
talk
there
about it.
is an older woman who is romantic and she feeds that part of us, then yeah, you could overlook the fact that she doesn't have businesses or can't teach you anything. Yeah, that would trump that. But what we're talking about is if it's not just romance, if it's also, hey, she's got this going on, she's been the CEO or she's been in this position.
My issue
I'm gonna be honest. It should be more. If you dating an older woman who can't have kids no more, she out of her prime. Dating market is looking real slim for her. So now I'm about to inherit like a 50-year-old child, kind of, if you think about it. Come on now. Come on. Like, at that point, why wouldn't the man drop back down to 25, 30-year-old woman, depending on his age? Why would he still stick with an older woman? It has to make sense. If her beauty is exceptional, cool, but that's still going to be very rare. She's still going to be aged. She's going to be a little bit older than she's going to look a little bit rougher than what she did when she was in her prime. So what other hopefully skills, knowledge that she can bring to the situation to make it a little bit sweeter for this guy that's possibly in his prime?
Why are you adding that to it?
To her.
My only question was age gap romances. Are we okay? And then his caveat was, if she's older, she better teach me something. That's a problem because then you're not looking at her for the romantic aspects and the potential partner that she can be in the home. It's only like, if I'm going older, like she better be teaching me how to make 6 more figures.
I feel like it's the same thing,
it's
vice
not
versa.
Reciprocation.
Because women do it to men. Like if they date an older man, the man has to be able to put them on, teach them something, show them something. Why can't men say the same thing?
Yes,
it's
if
the
you
same
want-
thing.
No.
Exactly.
And I have no
Yeah.
problem with that.
Right.
I get your point
Yeah.
there. I absolutely get that. My issue is you making that the caveat
Right.
of a potential partner, because then that seems like you're only seeking somebody who's older for that purpose.
I get that.
No, the host is mad because she know that she's up there and she don't want to feel like someone is seeking her because she might bring something else to the table outside her beauty, physicality, the romance, the sex. Man, we ain't having sex all day long. We ain't having sex 24 hours a day. There's going to be other things that I need you to bring to this table that's going to build and help our future survive and thrive. That's what I stand on. Like, it can't only be the physical part. That's a helpful, but at that point, if the dude is only looking for physicality, I'm pretty sure there's a plethora of 30 plus 30 25-year-olds that will fit that mark that he can still bring on and actually probably have a better experience with because she hadn't experienced as much as possibly the older woman. I'm not shaming older women. I love cougars. But the thing about it is, it's a big difference, and we have to understand reciprocation.
I get where you're going with that, though.
Sorry,
Don't
that we had to
concede.
go,
Yeah.
but I needed to.
Oh,
You needed
no,
clarification
how
on that.
offensive that was. Okay, let's talk about sex toys.
Yeah.
Because apparently this is the year. This is the
Spicy.
So apparently, according to Love Honey's data, this is the year of pleasure, where
Yeah.
people are now just seeking, to please themselves in whatever way, because there's the death of the one-night stand.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be out there, in them streets anymore for 2026. And also, they're living more often than not with either roommates or their parents, so
Yeah.
it's not sexy to bring someone home.
Definitely.
So before we dive into the sex toys, what are your thoughts on one-night stands? Yay or nay?
I think that's human.
Yeah.
That's human
That's
nowadays.
okay?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. Excellent.
Depends
I'm
on
gonna be honest. I don't really agree with the one-night stands. Just being honest, there has to be a little bit more discernment to where we're not sleeping immediately. Like if we in a club all effed up, I don't know you, you don't know me, and we just busting it down. I think it still needs to be a level of a little more conversation. That's on me. For some guys, they want it fast as hell. I'm okay with maybe day 2, day 3. It don't have to be immediately one-night stand. I'm okay with actually possibly waiting a little bit longer because I'm not as thirsty for it. So let's say I really want to make sure that it's really going to depend on what I'm trying to get out of the female. If it's only yams, then it's going to be something like that. But if we talking about conducive relationships, I don't believe one-night stands is going to be the best thing.
Okay, so now, because of, not having one-night stands and having to seek pleasure and not wanting all these partners, now there's people who thought that sex toys were taboo are now like a good thing to have.
Yeah.
And cutesy and fantasy-like devices are trending high. What are your thoughts about?
I'm with it. You know what? It's keeping the STD rate low.
Okay.
The people are learning that you don't have to go hump the first thing you see.
Okay.
You can just self-pleasure yourself. That's one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here for that though. Like
Okay.
because back then, you had to
He
walk
said he was okay with one-night stands.
in the crib, and you might have a brother or two in your house. Now you just got to worry about the rose. You was using that rose when I was gone. Type, you know what I'm saying? Nothing I'm cool with the sex toys. I'd rather that than another person. That lets me know you have discipline.
You'd rather the threesome with the sex toy
With
than
the sex toy
Actually, no,
than the
you a
person.
digital threesome.
Yeah, he like, yeah.
QT, Michael, what are your thoughts?
I'm open to it. I mean, I believe in keeping the relationship spicy at all times, and having different avenues that can kind of create that.
Yeah.
It's super supportive, and also it keeps unity. If you're able to practice having engagement solely with your partner and sharing it, I feel like it keeps you from going outside and seeking other pleasurement. Yeah. Whereas you having a person adapt to you, they learning you, they learning how to make you happy, get your senses heightened, all these different factors, and I want that. Pour into learning how to arouse me instead of like, I'm just here to arouse anybody, but prioritize me just like I'm going to prioritize you. So if we have to bring in a rose, we have to bring in some type of device where you hanging from the door, some aspect, a little bondage.
So y'all are pro having the sex toys in your relationships.
Yeah, I don't see no
Yes,
problem with that.
in relationship.
I was just about to say that in relationship it's okay. Single, them roaches is dangerous. They're gonna burn that. They're gonna burn the bean up. Just being honest. They desensitize you. You feel me? They skew what the real probably sexual experience should be like. Now, if y'all in a relationship and it's healthy, y'all go and have fun, man. Y'all do y'all thing when it comes down to certain toys. But certain things can be dangerous and damaging if you just alone, constantly just overstimulating yourself.
Not too fond of just doing it on the freak, and also too like I feel like women who be like doing the rose too often like be desensitive. They don't even be want engagement no more because they be roasting themselves down.
I was about to say that like.
Okay, come on, Michael.
It's like you're dependent on that.
So it all depends, right? Of course, everything in moderation. So if we're gonna use sex toys, it ain't gonna be an all the time thing. It's gonna be an every now and then thing when it's like, all right, let's spice things up.
Yes.
But I can't agree with you on that. She could use the rose whenever she wants, because if she starts using it every day,
I appreciate this brother's perspective already. He said moderation, and he is concerned as to his girl burning up the bean with that rose.
And when you touch it, it might not feel the same for her.
As long as she act
She
like
ain't
it's
responding
still
to you
the
the
same.
same at all. Like,
I'm just saying.
she not
No,
responding
that's
to you.
true, though.
Because it could be addictive for some women.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I had a homegirl who was definitely like she liked her rose more than she liked her boyfriend at the time. Like,
See?
it would irritate her when he wanted to like,
Oh,
because she already got her rocks off when he was at work. So now he all up in roots and she like, I don't want that. Like, don't touch me.
Okay, so in moderation.
In moderation.
Okay.
And then I gotta disagree with you when you said you don't like to use toys on the freak. Like if it's somebody that's just like a stinky link and they want me to use a toy on them, I mean I'm not gonna be like no.
We're going to indulge then, but as far as me leading with it, like I'm not going to lead with the aspect of it. No. But if she want to incorporate, like, hey, I want to add this while we're engaging, I'm going to be kind of, interested too. Like, you ain't even seen what we was like our engagement. It's like, why do you even need to insert this right now immediately into it? So,
I mean, sometimes it's just like that, man. You might see cuffs on the
Sometimes it's
table.
just like
You
that.
see the cuffs on the table.
oh, well,
Cups on the
You might,
cups.
you
I
never
thought you
know.
said cups.
The
Don't worry
cuffs.
about cups there for a second. I don't know what kind of
funny.
cups. All right,
I'll tell you this: if I see cuffs on the table, you're not putting them on me. I'm just let you know that now.
fellas. This was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
I need to bring y'all back, and I need to have the ladies here too because it
be
feels
intense.
like there's a lot that needs to be deliberated upon. All right.
All right, that'd be dope if they did bring the women back because the women said the dating scene was trash. They said it was great for the ladies, but up to the sex toy part. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why I'm about to comment on this part, but he was mentioning about like if you just kind of got like a freak or whatnot, and y'all will use a toy. That's all fine and dandy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not against the whole toy thing, using it between a man and a woman. It is what it is. I do think that when people use them on their own or whatnot, it can see. I don't think we understand how everything we do can re-engineer us in some form or fashion. Now, I'm not saying there's no perfect layout for how we're supposed to be as humans, because it's going to be different strokes for different folks. But you best understand that the more you do certain things, especially things that you don't want to speak out in the public of people, if it's something you're doing behind closed doors, the more you do those things, the more your brain is going to get re-engineered to constantly do those things. And it's going to change other characteristics. You built up of this pie chart. And now with this pie chart, it's an imbalance to it. You're doing something more than you possibly should do in other areas. And so what that's going to do is it's going to offset your other characteristics that you should be excelling in possibly, and you're going to be overly focused on this one category. And it could be a part of your low self instead of your high self. So that's a big balance. But back to this whole dating scene. Man, we all know the dating scene kind of cooked, man. It's going to be good out there, man and woman, and it's going to be bad out there, man and woman. I think just people, like even her thought process, the way how she don't understand reciprocation, it's going to be things that we understand as men. This is why I think sometimes when women start asking these questions, they start learning too much. See, sometimes I think they need to be somewhat oblivious to some of these truths because they can actually enjoy the relationship for what it is, just being honest. The man side as well. Sometimes when you know too much, you now become jaded. And it's a catch-22 with all this knowledge that you learn from dating, experience, all this stuff. The more you ingest, the more it makes you aware of the potentials. So you still have to go into some of these situations not green, but not thinking about all the risks. Now, if you see red flags, of course, you set boundaries quick. I think that's the best thing you can do is set boundaries to mitigate risk. Understand what type of person you're dealing with, not to overextend on certain type of people. But sometimes we get so infatuated or we just get caught up in the moment. Before you know it, you stuck in a situation. It's like, damn, how did I get here? 5-10 years that went by and you still in that same situation because it's hard to break ties with people sometimes. So I'm not sitting right here saying the dating situation is easy. It's definitely challenging. When it comes down to meeting a guy, meeting a woman, when it comes to the man side meeting women, we usually can juggle them a little bit better. But I think for a woman, though, it's just a different set of rules y'all got to play. You get a guy, you don't need to be trying to date multiple guys at the same time. That's hoism in itself. It just doesn't make sense. You can't serve multiple masters, and you can't. It's gonna be hard to make one of those guys the top dog if you're already okay with the idea of constantly communicating with multiple. That's the scary part where the women are doing nowadays. They feel like it's because they don't want to waste time. They feel like if they're wasting time, if they're not communicating with multiple, I think that's damaging because it's hard to make those ties and those cutoffs sometimes with people that you don't have in your life longer than this new guy that you met, even if he is a great guy. And guess what? That guy's gonna do something you're not gonna like. You're gonna open it back up with the other guy. You don't even have the doggone the boundaries within yourself to say that just because this dude made me mad, I'm still not gonna go outside of that and go talk to somebody else again. You're gonna feel like that warrant opens the door for you to go back to start back chit chatting with people. That's not cool. These brothers definitely, the host, she couldn't handle their pushback. I'm not gonna lie, because it's real. Everything they said was valid. You know, it was all valid, and nothing that they said was false or whatnot. I think the host still tried to send it back to where it could be them for sure. The women that you choose, that you bring into your life, that's gonna fall back on you. You know, because you don't have to overextend with women who ain't extending with you. Reciprocation, that is key. That's one of the biggest factors to life. It don't matter what it is, relationships, business, family, everything has to show reciprocation. If it's not, then what are we doing? I'll make sure I have this link in the description so where y'all can watch this in its entirety. I hope that they do that man versus woman situation. That's going to be dope as hell. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below. I am under the weather. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm trying to balance it out. I'm trying to get better. It is tough, but I gotta stay consistent because that's part of life. You just still gotta stay consistent. But I will be getting some rest, and whatever time it is, just make sure y'all enjoy the day. Y'all like the video, comment below. This your guy JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all, peace.